Selected. Hello everybody, welcome back to my Black Ops 2 perks theoretical discussion. And I'm here to talk about tier 2, which is going to be the awareness tier. Now if you missed my first video, which was about movement, I'll have a link to that in the description. You can take a look at that. But I wanted to talk about what I called awareness perks, and these are more about how you see other people and how they detect you. And I know there's going to be a lot of contention about the power of Ghost and Assassin and even Blind Eye. But I think there's probably a good happy medium here somewhere we can get to. But the first perk I'll talk about is Ghost. I'm combining Ghost and Assassin. I know they're perks from different Call of Duty games, but I'm saying this. The regular tier of Ghost and Assassin is still going to be invisible to UAV. Now hold off before you say anything there. I have an idea for this. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's the first perk of that. But you're only invisible to the UAV. You're not invisible to things like motion sensors if those are back. You're not invisible to air support. You're only invisible to UAV, so people can't see you if they pop a UAV. The pro of that is there's no name marker to enemies. So not only are you going to be invisible to UAV, they're not going to be able to spot you. Okay, I know it's a give and take there with Marksman from Modern Warfare 3, but let's see how that works. The negative, though, I don't know if it's going to work, is that your HUD map, your HUD map, is scrambled when a friendly UAV is up. So you're giving away, if your team is using the UAV, you're going to give away your ability to actually mark people on the map and see people on your own maps. You're going to have to just use your awareness. So you're really going to be punished in a way for using Ghost to camp, because you're going to only have the sight line in front of you. You're not going to be able to know if people are coming, if there's other people surrounding you, coming behind you, what have you. And I also think it's going to, since that's taking away your HUD map, it's also not going to work for motion sensors and things like that. So there's not going to be much camping, in my opinion, with this type of perk. I hope. I don't know if it's possible, but to me that just makes it more fun. You have to move. You're going to have to rely on your senses beyond your camping with your UAV HUD up. The next perk I'm calling Scout / Recon / Marksman. I'm mixing them all together. Although the Scout to me kind of goes away. I don't think snipers need to be holding their breath longer. But we'll see. Maybe there's a way to stick that in somewhere else. Maybe if they would balance it that way, who knows. But I think the first tier of that, or first perk part of that, is the normal perk, shall we say, is the ability to see enemies at a longer distance. Just like Marksman. I like that perk. I thought that worked really well. I thought it was fun. And I think this pro level of this should be that your bullet damage paints targets on the minimap. So that gives snipers something. If they get a hit marker, at least somebody else is going to see them. So maybe they saw them a mile away, but they get a hit marker, or you get a spray on somebody, you're going to mark them on the map. So that's that kind of idea of recon. You're marking them. I don't think explosive damage was as useful. It could be, I guess, but I think bullet damage was fun enough and could easily do that. Especially if you have a silenced gun, you mark them. They may not see you, but your buddies can see them. Then pretty cool. The negative for that would be decreased hipfire accuracy and melee speeds. So that means to me, again, going back to another perk we saw before where I had decreased ADS, this is decreased hipfire because you're obviously doing more long distance here. You're looking away, maybe with an assault rifle, sniper rifle, MG. You're not going to be able to hip spray as easily. And your melee speed is going to be slower because you're normally going to be ADS and it's just going to be longer to melee. So I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know about the melee thing, but just a possibility there. Next perk, Sitrep / Hacker. I'm mixing those two. And I'm thinking that the normal perk there is the ability to see enemy explosives and devices on the minimap, or in your field of view. So you're gonna be able to look around, see them like the X-ray vision we've seen before. Pretty common. I think that's a great perk. It works. That's how you should do it. The pro version of that is the ability to hack enemy devices and equipment. The issue here is that you're not invisible to them like you were with Hacker in the past, where you could be invisible to like the motion sensor and scrambler and things like that, and then hack them. But you can still hack equipment. So you're taking your chances getting close, but if you hack it, you win. The negative is slower equipment use and care package opening speeds. So you're getting the ability to hack and getting the ability to see things, but you're giving that ability to plant things faster and to hack somebody else's care package. Even your own care package are going to be slower. So your ability to see and do all those extra things, you have to have some damage there, some negative there. I don't know. Maybe there's something else we could slip in, but that's just my first thought. Open to discussion what might be a more interesting idea there. Next is Blind Eye. I think I needed something to counter, attack helicopters and things of that nature. And I think it's Blind Eye. I like Blind Eye. So that means that the first tier of this would be invisibility to sentries and equipment. However, you're still not invisible to air support. The pro version is you're invisible to air support. However, you're not invisible to UAV. So with blind eye, you still can be seen, but the assault portion of the air support will see you if you're using ghost. However, it won't see you if you're using blind eye. I don't know. I'm trying to separate the idea of having ghost and blind eye. I thought that was a way overpowered class, or assassin and blind eye in Modern Warfare 3. So we'll see. Maybe it works, maybe it won't. I don't know about the Blackbird. I think it should still paint you, no matter what you're using. But maybe I'm wrong. I think the negative for blind eye, to me, would be audible, invisible scrambling noise, or HUD animation. Like you get, the HUD starts being scrambled when you're near somebody, when you're near an enemy. So they start hearing like your communications or something, and they start getting scrambled. So it's that way of having a scrambler on the opposite way. So you don't get scrambled, but the other person starts sensing that you're around. So even though the equipment can't see you, the other players can. So they start getting aware that you're kind of hiding around there somewhere, getting close to their sentry gun, whatever, if they're camping near it. Maybe not. I don't know if it's going to work. Just a thought. Just trying to throw some new ideas out there because things are getting stale, is what I'm trying to say. And the last perk in this class is Ninja/Dead Silence. I like this. If you're a sound whore, and I know I've done my fair share of sound whoring, I have Triton X Pros, not the best in the world, but they do their job, and I've caught a lot of people coming down when they're stomping around with their lead feet. So the normal version of this is your footsteps are quiet. Makes sense, which Ninja's always kind of been. Dead Silence always been. The second or pro perk of this is you would hear the enemy footsteps at a louder level, and you also hear their equipment usage and stuff. So you're able to hear better. That's kind of going back to sit rep in another game and what have you. But I think the negative here is that your equipment use and weapon switching times are increased. So that it takes you longer to place things down. It also takes you longer to switch weapons. It's just a takeaway that you're not like, so if you're scoping in, you want to switch to some short range weapon because you're camping with this maybe. I don't know what other penalty you could have for sound whoring. Because your footsteps are quiet, you're not making audible sounds per se. But what would be the drawback there? So maybe it takes you a little longer to switch from a long range to short range. It's a possibility. We'll see how it works. Give me some ideas. I have the next tier coming up, the equipment tier, and I don't have anything really big to say about that. I think it's going to be a balanced tier as well. But I'm trying to group things together here that don't make you so overpowered. I think in Modern Warfare 3, if you wanted to camp in the bushes and you had assassin and blind eye on, and even sit rep or something like that, or dead silence, you could pretty much camp your way to anything because all the different perks, as long as you were hidden well enough, and the different kill streaks weren't going to find you. I don't want to see that again. I want the game to be faster. I want people to be able to find each other. Camping should go away. I don't think it's a strategy that needs to be back in any Call of Duty game, but there will still be ways to do it. Partially. I don't think you should be fully camouflaged. If you want a stealth game, go play Ghost Recon or some game like that. Warfare to me is more about these face-to-face combat situations. Massive teams just slugging it out and not sitting by a box for 10 minutes. And hey, whatever. You want to sit by a box for 10 minutes, go get a cardboard box from a store somewhere and put it in your bedroom and sit by it and look around. There you go. You're a winner. So look for equipment next. Talk to you soon. Dinsdale out.